Hi, thank you for joining me today for another process video. And today I'm taking part in Hey Little Magpie Chat and Inspiration over on Facebook, their Cybercrop challenge number 4. This challenge was set by Sam and it's to use black and white plus one colour. So I decided to go for green because I'm documenting this photo of a fire station on Brooklyn when we were walking down to the waterside, and the red stood out very well on this photo, and there's a little wreath above it because it's Christmas time, so I thought the green would really pull that green out of the photo, and also it contrasts perfectly with the red. So I'm going for hexagons today. Don't know why. I love hexagons. Saw my hexagon punch and I thought I'll give this another go. So I started off with the chicken wire stencil from Tim Holtz and just pushed some black soot through that, and then I went through my scraps of paper, pulled out all the green tones and just spent some time punching out those hexagons. I'm now arranging them down the page. I want to have some gaps, but I had to arrange them with all the hexagons touching so that I could see where to put the gaps, if you see what I mean. I want the hexagon pattern to continue, and where I put the odd hexagons not to look odd against the other ones, so I wanted to make sure that it would have been a continual pattern, and I used solid hexagons. I hope that's making sense. I'm talking and thinking, am I actually making sense? I know what I mean. I hope you do too. So I spend plenty of time just fussing around with these. I want some to go off the page, so you can see I've just trimmed the edge off that one. So then I'm trying to find a place to use the other piece. It does get used along the right hand side of the photo. More often than not, when I use hexagons, I do them the same way as the chicken wire with the point at the top. But today I wanted to try putting them with the flat side at the top. So just trying something a little bit different there. So there's another half that I cut out and put right over on the right hand side there, just so that the hexagons fill the page, but not too obviously. The background paper is from Discover and Create from Vicky Booton. I really like this paper because it's got green tones with some pre-made mixed media. It's got like text, almost typewritten text on the back, and then some splatters and things. So I really do like that. Now I'm matting the photo on some black and cream cardstock. I hope that that's covered by the black and white. It's not cream really, it's off-white. That was from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Essentials. And then some stripy paper from Simple Stories Lakeside, I think that one is. I just went through my scraps bin and pulled out any papers that I thought would work well with this photo. And obviously the brief of the challenge as well, just using black and white. And I adore diagonal black and white stripes, so I have got quite a few pieces of this paper, but this was just an offcut that I'd used previously. So I'm just distressing all the edges on the photo mats, and I am going to go around once those hexagons are stuck down and use my fingernails just to distress all the edges. I won't make you watch that because it's very tedious, but I found that much easier to do than distressing them before sticking them down, because it means I can get them aligned correctly without the distressed edges causing me issues. So here I am, as I say, just distressing all those edges with my fingernails, just to create a bit of texture. And now I'm going to mount the photo onto some foam pads just to raise it up above the rest of it. And because I've got that texture on the hexagons, I wanted this to stand proud above them without the texture causing any issues. So these are the Sticks 2 25mm foam pads. We sell them at Hey Little Magpie, or you can buy them direct from Sticks 2. They're absolutely fantastic. Come on a huge roll, and a friend recommended putting them in a box like that. Much easier to use that way. So just finishing off distressing all these edges, just about there now. And then I want to add a little bit of embellishment. I'm not doing loads. I just felt that I needed a little bit more layering behind the photo on the right hand side. The black was a bit heavy on the left, so I've just pulled out this polka dot paper and I'm just adding a little strip down the right hand side there, just fussing to work out how big to cut it. I decided it was a little bit too long and I was struggling to get it under those foam pads, so I just trimmed it down slightly. So again, distressing those edges. I think this might have been from a Christmas paper, I forget now. Again, I think it's another Simple Stories. Simple Stories feature very heavily in my collection. I do love their products. So just getting that stuck down, and then I can start embellishing. So I've got this camera, again, it's just from a pattern paper. So I'm just fussy cutting that out to stick on the left-hand side. I have to toy with putting it on the right, but it does go on the left. And then I wanted to add some more border strips to the left hand side of the photo. So first of all, coming in with this lovely Dress My Craft loopy punch, border punch, just trimming that down. A little bit long, so just taking the end off, and you can see it almost disappears on the background, so I wanted to bring something else in, so bringing in my notebook punch and just creating a white border just with a scrap white cardstock, and I'll layer that up underneath the loopy one, and it makes it much more prominent. There we go. And it just draws the eye down the page as well. I really like having vertical elements on my layouts. So I'm just going to get those stuck together and then stuck down behind that layer of the photo mat. Bit of fiddling. And you saw I added the glue to the loops this time just so that I could get them stuck down to that base of the white border strip there. So I'm going to glue these directly down to the page and then carry on. Just roughing up those edges roughly with the notebook edge. So the camera's going down. And then I'm bringing in these lovely Bella Boulevard stickers for my title. And the title is just going to be Brooklyn Fire Station. So again, I won't make you watch me sticking all this down. I shall fast forward in a second. So there it is down. So now I'm going to add my journaling, and my journaling just reads, I was fascinated by this fire station just nestled amongst houses on a relatively small street in Brooklyn on our walk down to the river. And it just fits neatly inside that little space where the hexagon isn't there. So now adding a tab, I use my EK Success tab punch on some scrap black cardstock to create that. And then using Mowed Lawn ink to stamp, roller date stamp on the tab. And just adding that to that tab now. And that just stands out really nicely. And it's nice to have the green rather than the black ink on there. A bit more subtle, I think. So now going through the chipboard pieces from Discover and Create. There are some really nice black and white elements in this collection, so I'm just choosing one of the stars to stick underneath that camera. And then I'll go through the ephemera pieces. This is both ephemera and papery pieces, they all go into the one tub. And I find this phrase that says, every picture tells a story. I think that worked really nicely on the bottom there. So just tuck that down there. Just getting the edges right under the edge of the star and looking to see what else there is. I find a little label, so that's a nice layer to add to those border strips, and it's just peeking out, just have a tiny bit peeking out there, but it's just another layer. So I cut it in half, so I've got another half to use on a future layout. It was going so far under, there was no point in tucking it all under there. And then I find another little tab in grey that I'm going to add to the top. And I will add a puffy sticker to that shortly, just as a little bit more interest. First of all, going through the foam stickers, and I see these glasses, and I just like them. So I'm just adding those at the bottom there. So now the puffy stickers, oh sorry, still on the foam stickers, I find this little gold paper clip that I think works nicely at the top there, and then this puffy sticker that says remember, so that's going on that tab at the top there. And I think that's the layout done. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do check out the Helen Magpie Chat and Inspiration group on Facebook. I'll leave the link below. There's still plenty of time to join in the challenges. Even if the rewards part has finished, the challenges will still be there for you to join in. Thanks again. Bye.